What's up, G-Show land, and welcome to another episode of the G-Show podcast. I am G1, and this is The Lake Review. Now, if you were with us on Monday, if you were with us on Monday, you would have seen our review for 65 and our preview for The Lake. And I did say in that podcast that we will see this movie if it came out on Tuesday. It did drop on Tuesday, indeed it did. So here we are doing the review for The Lake. Joining me, as always, my right hand when it comes to Godzilla on the G Show, G73, a.k.a. Megzy, a.k.a. my brother Chase. How the hell you doing?
King! Dude, I'm doing all right, man.
Good intro.
Got a lot to say about this movie.
Good way to start it. Also joining us is my fellow brother in movie reviews. This dude, I mean, honestly, I needed him to see this movie. So I'm happy he's seen this movie. Brother JR, how the hell are you?
I'm cleaning the wound. I'm going to clean the wound. As she's cleaning the wound.
Okay. Hold up. My tablet is talking to me. There's a ghost in my room. Oh, man. Shut up. Shut up. We're going to shut up.
Ghost of the creativity of this movie.
Oh, yeah.
It's the telepathic sonar from the creature talking.
What was it explained?
Okay.
They did explain it. They said it was sonar.
Let me know.
Oh, I'm going to just chuck this thing
Telepathic
outside.
sonar.
Telepathic sonar. Okay. All right, man. This is a great way to start the podcast.
This movie broke me.
Hold up. Let's start off the right way, all right? I'm sorry. The damn thing was talking to me. I had to throw it out the window. All right, we're here. The Lake. The co-production, a Chinese-Thailand co-production, giant monster movie that for all intents and purposes, especially if you listen to us on the last podcast and probably a couple of podcasts before when we saw the trailer, was something I was extremely looking forward to. Because here's the deal. You see that trailer and you're like, yo, the kaiju the kaiju renaissance is once again upon us. We've got Godzilla, right? We got Legendary pumping out Godzilla and Kong movies. We've got Toho talking about they're bringing back Godzilla this year for his birthday. We've got all that. Now here we go. We got Norwegians making movies about trolls on Netflix. Top notch. And now
that was great.
Yeah, and now we have this joint production called The Lake. And the craziest thing is they're using a practical effect monster that looked fucking fantastic. The trailer was all sorts of gorgeous. Very ominous. Very holy shit. Look at that. Glimpses you catch. But then they didn't shy away. They showed you the thing in the trailer. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm on board. I can't wait for this thing. I cannot wait for this movie because it's going to be up there with some of the best. And I put that movie on yesterday. And that movie starts out right up top with some of the best. It was very good. The intro to that movie was extremely well done. Extremely. See the full shot of the creature in the rain, some fog, some lightning. Perfect. Good raw. Very good acting. They were genuinely afraid, these people. Perfect. Then the movie actually starts. And the inspector goes to check the bodies, and so far, so good. I'm in. And then the little girl finds the egg. And I'm still in. Oh, by the way, I'm watching this English dubbed. And I'm saying to myself, man, this is how you ruin a good movie. When you got the people doing the voice dubbing not giving a fuck. And that's why I don't watch Godzilla movies in English unless it's a legendary film. I don't watch anything in English because I feel that the voice acting, when it's dubbed, does not give it its respect. Shin Godzilla actually did. I gotta give props to Shin Godzilla. Shin Godzilla actually did a good job in that regard. But this off the bat was terrible when it came to the dubbing. It was just bad. But I let it rock for a bit, and we'll get to that part. I'm gonna let JR talk about that part. I'll get to that part where I say, okay, hold on, let me put on the OG original dub and see how it goes from there. But so far, so good. Outside of this bad voice dubbing, I'm intrigued. And then the movie really starts to get going, and then it starts to fall apart. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, wait a minute, what am I watching? What the fuck is this? What is this? Is this a giant monster movie? Is this the Predator? What the fuck am I watching? Is this a ripoff of The Host? Because if anybody's seen The Host, that Korean film from like 2009 or something, that's a fantastic film. But that wasn't a giant monster. That was like a fucking hippopotamus-sized monster. And all of a sudden, that's what this was. I was thoroughly confused as to what was going on here. I was like, did the egg hatch and turn into that thing? I'm so confused. I was so messed up. But I digress. It started to go downhill, and it never recovered. To the point. The movie is called The Lake. You see the lake one time, and then they say it came out of the river. They said it comes out of the river. I said, wait a minute. This movie's called The Lake. And they said it came out the river. I'm confused. I don't know. Again, I don't know if something was lost in translation with the co-production. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that wasn't it. What the fuck? I digress. Brother JR, since you saw it second, and you were the next in line to see this movie, your initial thoughts when you seen the trailer, and then go for broke.
I went into it completely blind.
Oh, you
never watched the trailer.
Oh man.
I had no idea what I was gonna get to.
See, no. Now what you got to do is you got to watch that trailer, and so you understand Ray and I why we are probably mortifiedly crushed.
No, hold on. Because the first, 5 minutes of this movie, I was hooked. Because the rain, the fog, the dubbing, the bad dubbing didn't quite catch me yet.
Right.
And the CG for the monster with the rain, I was like, yo, this is dope. And I was watching it with my brother-in-law, and he was like, that looks dope. That looks good. And then the very next scene, with the detective going to the river and touching the net, and he's like, it's slime. What kind of slime is it? And the other guy responds, and it sounds exactly like the guy that just talked. See, I am 100% convinced they had 3 voice actors for this film. Because everyone sounded the exact... Or it was AI generated. I don't know. Because the English didn't quite work, and nobody quite sounded right. Grammar wasn't their second nature.
Honestly, the AI generated thing, now that I think about it, that kind of makes sense, because they would stop. It sounded like they recorded their lines in their house, not on the stage. They just read off the script with no emotion, no regard to what's going on in the scene, no, voice director giving them directions like, all right, this is what's going on, this is how you're feeling, go. It was just like, what is this? It's a net. There's slime on the net. Oh, what the fuck? It was terrible.
Well, and then you could hear in some scenes the reverb from their audio bouncing off their walls back into the microphone. So you're hearing that in the dub when they're out in an open field. That's not how audio works. That's terrible sound design. So, and then, the movie kept going. And, I was laughing at the dub for about 30 minutes. Then it got old. Then I was just like, I can't do it. And then the movie turned into Jurassic Park for no fucking reason. Literally Jurassic Park mixed with Gorgo. And it's literally they ripped off because you have the T-Rex attacking the car. What's a monster too? The exact same shit, shot for shot. I'm like, That's the worst for me, is when you blatantly rip something off and you don't do anything with it. I was like, oh, and it kept dragging and dragging, and then it turned into Gorgo, but not as good.
It didn't even come close to being Gorgo.
Well, like...
The theme was there. The theme was there.
The theme was there. But, like, as far as, like, even B-movie schlock, this movie, it couldn't even get that right. And what's funny, because you guys were talking about practical effects, and they did look good, and the CG looked good. There was a lot of fucking CG in this movie, though. And I noticed certain shots, like when the monster was running out to that cliffside. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but it was really skippy. Like, the camera moving was kind of skippy. And I recognized what that was. It was whoever was rendering that scene didn't have a powerful enough processor for the resolution they were going for. So it skipped frames. I edit video. I know what that was, and it bothered the fuck out of me. So I don't know. It was terrible.
Well, how about the fact alone that it makes no sense for it to have a California cliff that it's running to, and the fact that it was a mirror resemblance of the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom ending?
Oh yeah, that too.
That was the part that got me the most.
This movie was just, it ripped everything off, and this is what was probably the worst part about it, is it was so overly fucking serious. Everyone was like, they're so emotional, people are dying, there's crying and all this. I'm like, stop it, movie. Stop it. You don't deserve that. You should be making fun of yourself.
I thought they were. Brother Chase, you saw the trailer. Like myself, both of us were hyped off of the trailer. Now, you saw this movie next. You were the last in line to see this movie. Your thoughts on the initial trailer, and then the movie.
Dude, this trailer got me so excited for a foreign kaiju film. I was like, man, you want to talk about, like, someone trying to pull the punches here and, go on par with, Hollywood, especially with Hollywood, Taiwan. I was hooked, man. That trailer looked like one of the coolest kaiju disaster movies I've ever seen. And then the movie came out, and we watched it, and I just don't know what the hell I watched. This movie did not understand what it wanted to be. And I mean, I can get past the bad dub. I didn't even expect there to be a dub. Because when it was announced, it specifically said there was not going to be any dubbing or American language or anything. It was just going to be strictly foreign. So I was like, all right, well, fine. But when I heard it was dub, I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm like, well, if there's a dub and they just now added that, I'm not going to be too upset about it. But for me, it was when all of these characters got attacked and they tried to make you care about their struggles, and you just did not understand why they're putting the emphasis on this too much. And like the whole, like, it makes no sense. And the one thing that bothered me was with the little girl May and the brother Kang, or he's the brother, but I don't know his relation to the girl. He was the boyfriend or just the brother.
They were all siblings.
They were all siblings. All right. Well, my problem is neither did May or Kang speak at all after they got attacked. And for one, I thought when he was attacked, he was starting to turn into this creature, that's what I thought they kind of made him. Like, the point is he's starting to like the parasite in him from being bitten is like turning him into a creature, and that's what I thought. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. That would make sense to the telepathic and like stuff, because they don't explain any of that, like
they don't
why
explain
this
anything.
is happening or that is happening.
Yeah, they don't explain anything.
They don't. And so I'm still on board. I'm like, okay, fine. I'm sure. I can get past that. I'm really interested to see what more is going to happen with this kaiju and what's going to happen. But then when they introduce the inspector's daughter, I'm like, okay, I can see this cliche. There's going to be some type of trifle with them. And it just, from there, I was taking glances when the monster was on screen, but for the rest of it, I just couldn't stay focused. I mean, I watched it, and I'm just like, I don't know what the hell this is. I mean, and also it's like, I just don't care about anything at this point now. I don't care at all why these people are being hurt. I don't understand why. I mean, the woman's like, don't kill it, it's going to hurt Kang. And I'm like, I'm just waiting for someone to be like, who the fuck's Kang? Like, we don't know who Kang is. Like she was acting like the whole village knew the brother. And so it's like, there was just a lot of things regardless, throughout that was like, I definitely, like, exactly thought the same way. Of like, it felt like they watched Gorgo and wanted to make their version of Gorgo. Maybe they thought they could get away with it better than Godzilla, which, I mean, they failed on both attempts, if that's the case, or in both regards. Because, I mean, when everything else happened, I'm not going to go into like the main things that happened, but we know, but like when the certain deaths of certain characters happened, I just thought they were awkward and stupid. And it was like, this creature did absolutely nothing in the film other than just roar and look at people. And I'm just like expecting, like, okay, like the little CGI creature did more than the giant kaiju in it. And I was so hoping that, like, in the trailer, it makes you look like there's this big old standoff with the creature at the end. And I thought that was great. But even then, when this movie ends, you still don't know what happens. You're like, what the?
Did y'all stick around for the whole thing? Did you stick around for the Avengers 5 years later?
I even sticked around to the end of the credits.
Okay. No, so...
Yeah.
A couple things I thought too. I was like,
I want to know what happened to Kang.
Yeah. Well, he's dead. But I did.
They don't show that.
I like the theory. Of this thing becoming a parasite, or as a parasite, as Resident Evil type shit, right? You know what drove me up the wall?
Reminded me. Every time the creature was on screen, Mr. Garrison from South Park saying "fish frog" kept coming into my head.
You know what drove me up a wall with this thing? I don't know if you've noticed it, but I was like, what the fuck? The egg. So in the beginning, it makes sense. I'm like, okay, I've seen this movie 100 times. It's a giant monster movie. They got the egg. Gorgo. Right? Here we go.
Exactly.
Then the little girl has the egg. May, right? And then May.
Yeah, May.
And then May's done. She's dead. 5, 6 years old. May's gone. The egg is gone. The slip is floating in the water. It looks like there's blood in the water. I'm like, oh shit, this, they're really taking it there. Okay, fuck. And then it becomes the host. Where this fucking thing is not the giant monster. It's, like I said, it's like a fucking, not a hippo. Yeah, I guess a hippo would work. But it's huge. And it comes out of the water and it's just fucking the village up. It completely decimates that small little fish town. And I'm like, holy shit, everybody's like, yo, I gotta be honest though, there was one particular death there. I had to go back. And it's quick, because he was just swiping people left and right. But he swipes one cat, and this dude, like, literally breaks his fucking neck on screen. he fucking face plants. And I was like, oh shit, I don't think that was a stunt gone right. They fucked that
guy was going for his Oscar.
Man, that dude was dead. He died. Like, that dude was dead. I was cracking up with that, but I was still, like, kind of invested because, again, I'm like, oh, shit, okay, they killed the little kid. That's crazy. Yeah, the dubbing's off, but there was still enough intrigue. But from that point, that's the point, right then and there. They go to the hospital, and it falls apart. The entire movie just falls apart for me. As soon as they get to the hospital, and why is that, JR? What happens in the dub when they get to the hospital that all of a sudden this movie crashes down like the thunder is crashing down outside my window right now? That's crazy.
Well, I mean, first of all, the guy, like, his shoulder's hurt, and I'm like, I don't even remember when his shoulder got hurt. So the dubbing kicks in, and they're like, we need to do surgery. Quick, we're going to do surgery. And then out of nowhere, the nurse is like, you can't be here.
she
So the lady, like, I was like, okay, that was aggressive. And then she goes to wipe her head, and she's like, I'm cleaning the wound.
That's what she said.
And as she's cleaning the wound, she's like, I'm going to clean the wound. I'm like, wait, you just said you're cleaning it, and now you're going to, as you're doing, hold the fuck on. And
this is how you clean a wound.
Like, literally was then. From that point forward is when all the dubbing started to break.
So
literally break.
I'm going to jump in real quick and give the reins back to you. That was the exact moment that I said, okay, timeout. Let me put on the original audio with the subtitles. I like subtitles. I was giving this a shot. So far, the dub is not doing nothing. And that right there sealed the deal. I was like, what the fuck? No. So I went to the fucking the audio, the legit audio. And that's exactly what popped up in the subtitles. I said, wait, what? And here's the fucking shit kicker. Is as the lady says it in her native language, it sounded exactly like the English dub. I said, you got to be out your fucking mind. You got to be out your fucking mind. I couldn't believe it. That was it. That was the beginning. That was the beginning. That's where I slipped on the banana peel at that particular moment. And I just kept falling down this hill of shit from that point on. Because I was like,
oh.
And I was hoping, my fingers were crossed. I was like, the monster's got to come. This movie's, there's still time to save, there's plenty of time to save this movie. Boy, was I fucking mistaken.
Did you guys like the part at the end when the monster's supposed to be destroying the city? How these characters just are like walking up to other characters?
Just walking.
And nobody's acting like there's a monster nearby. They're just casually strolling through the fucking streets and having conversations. They're supposed to be a monster. What is happening?
The part that was really funny about that was it roars and there's a delay. You're telling me if a giant monster with a powerful roar roared, it's going to be a delay till people react to that thing?
It wasn't even that.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy, too. They know there's a monster. They have it They have one trapped. Now they get a call. Yo, get everybody off the bus. First off, where'd the traffic come from? Where the fuck did the traffic come from? The entire town was there. Not even the entire town, because half the town was killed by that fucking first creature. That didn't make no sense. Where did traffic come from? Oh, there's traffic. What? So get them off the buses and rush them. Go. You gotta go. You gotta go. And like you said, they're just casually strolling around. One boy's walking in a circle. Oh!
It's like terribly dubbed, too, because, you know, the big monster comes up to the guy, smells him and goes away, and then the guy's like, I have to talk to the sergeant. I know why it's not attacking people. And then he goes up and he's like, I need to talk to the sergeant. It's like the same exact fucking line, copy and pasted. And then he's like, the monster uses sonar. I'm like, okay, so the monster uses sonar. Then why is the other guy that got bit telepathically getting hurt when they hurt the monster? That's not sonar, asshole! What is this creature, and what? There's no science behind what they're trying to do or say, so it makes me mad, because I get terrible dubbing explaining shit that they haven't talked about or established, And then there's a monster nearby, and they're just casually talking in the middle of the street, and there's fog for no reason. That's another thing that my brother-in-law noticed. There is always fog in every scene for no reason. Why is there so much fog in this movie? You can't have heavy rain like that and fog. That's not how it works.
You're more worried about the fog. How about the fact that they took all the Great Lakes in the United States and just dumped it on this movie?
Well, that's...
China was in a drought last year. That's where the water went. This movie.
There was a part in that movie that I was like, this is impossible. This is not real rain. They got the... There was a part where the hose was on. It wasn't even a sprinkler system. They straight up went to the fucking fire hose. They're sitting in the car, and the guy turns the fucking windshield wipers on, and the windshield wipers ain't doing shit, and he's driving. I go, come on, man. Or maybe that's why there was traffic. People just had to abandon their cars because of the rain. Come on, man. I see you got to be shitting me. Like, you can see the fucking pressure of the hose on the fucking windshield as the windshield wipers are going. I'm like, oh boy.
So they get out of the car and they're instantly soaked, like within a second. I'm just like, hold on. And we were pointing it out multiple times, like, why is it fucking always wet here? Why? It's like, this is what global warming does. I'm assuming it creates weird monsters and a fuck ton of rain. Everything's wet and there's fog for no reason. Is this how it is in Taiwan? I have to know if it rains this much there.
In Taiwan, yes. But I mean, like that, I mean, I don't know, but still, regardless, it shouldn't have mattered. But it does rain a lot.
Like, how is the city not flooded right now? Because it's been like, this is like 100,000 pounds of rain that has fallen in 5 hours.
Uh-huh.
These buildings should be washing away.
Seriously. It definitely was an oversaturation, no pun intended, but I'm like, as I say, it's like my window is completely filled up with rain, and it's still nothing compared to what that movie produced. They hosed the entire set.
Yeah. To a serious detriment.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning in the movie, like the very beginning, when the rain was coming down, it wasn't like that. And the CG, it was atmospheric. It was really good.
Well, here's the crazy part, because half of that was CG, the other half was the practical effect giant monster they created.
And I couldn't tell.
And it
That's
looked
how good
beautiful in that rain.
It was great. But it was almost like, whoa, we have something gold here. Let's just have it rain the entire movie except during the day. It was only at night, too.
No, it rained in the day. It was raining in the day. When they went to pick up Pam, the inspector's daughter,
right.
It was raining. She didn't want the umbrella and shit.
And talk about a fucking waste.
The other thing that really made me laugh was when, in the beginning, when they inspect the bodies, and the one detective guy goes, the bodies are no longer recognizable. And you can totally see their faces, and there's just like blood syrup on them.
There was like one scratch. There was a scratch on the dude's face.
It's literally like, what do you mean? That's the guy from earlier. I could tell, asshole. I seen him earlier. Oh my God.
The other thing I'll say is this whole entire movie would have been completely gone a different direction if that sister of May's played the adult that she should have and just took the damn egg and threw it away. and disciplined her sister the way she probably should have.
I agree.
How scared little brat would have gotten away with an egg the size of a watermelon?
Well, Godzilla versus Megaguirus, I'm just saying. Godzilla versus Megaguirus.
Well, and also Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, too.
But, and then you have that part where the monster's attacking the little girl and that other girl they picked up from the school. And, like, you know the monster wants the egg. So I'm like, just throw the egg out the car and then
Oh,
just stay in the fucking car. So what does she do? The egg gets taken out of the car. She runs out of the car and dies.
hold up, wait, before you go there, that's what I wanted to say before. The egg, if anybody noticed this, there was no point to the egg at all in this movie.
No.
To me, the whole movie, it seemed to me, the egg was trolling everybody.
Yeah.
The egg literally was trolling people. It was there in the beginning, it made sense. Okay, they find an egg, Big Mama comes, kills the people, left one survivor. Guy couldn't talk after that. He can't talk. Look at his friends. They're unrecognizable. He had a scar. Fucking jelly packet.
It only made sense in the sense of that the mother kaiju was trying to protect the offspring. But that was it.
But what I'm saying though is there was random shots of the egg just chilling. Like after May died and was gone and her slipper was floating in the lake river, like the egg was just chilling on the beach. And then the predator comes out of the water, because that's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of the Predator dog, a giant version of the Predator dog.
Yeah.
From Predators, not the Predator, from Predators.
Yeah.
So then that shit comes out of the water. The egg's right there. Just snatch your little brother up and go back to the fucking lake. No, I'm telling you, the egg was a troll. They were trolling us in there. And then the shit would wiggle. The shit would just wiggle. It never hatched. The shit would just wiggle. And then his mom. And then when mom was going away, it stopped wiggling again. And I'm like, this shit is trolling people. Like, get rid of the fucking egg. And so, like, the egg thing, I thought maybe May had a connection with the egg the way Kang had a connection because he got sliced on his shoulder. And they did actually show him when he got sliced in the shoulder. They were doing these weird flashbacks, and then they showed him under the water fighting the monster, and the monster kind of like scratched at him or bit him. I think it bit him, actually. And I was like, all right, cool. But for the love of everything...
That's another thing that was really weird, too, was like, you know, obviously May was terrified of the bigger monster, but yet she still was holding on to the egg. Why not just leave the egg alone?
No.
I never understood the whole point with her. I thought that was a really stupid plot.
No, she didn't. No. She had the egg. She'd never seen the monster up until everybody thought she died. And even then, was it the mother that did it, or was it the predator dog creature that, you know, Ken had a psychic link to, which was, again, never explained?
Why the fuck was that? You get bitten?
No, hold on. That's what I was saying, though, is that she was in the car when the mother kaiju came out, but she was still holding on to the egg.
No, she wasn't. No, the egg was in the front seat. She was in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wasn't holding it.
Because, oh my god, this movie. Yeah, because the seats are reversed, so because that's when the detective got out, and
there's a scene where it starts to shake and she puts a hand on it, and which again I was like, maybe she has a connection to the egg. No.
It just felt like she knew more about it because she also shushes the girl next to her.
Well,
and that was kind of weird.
And that was the thing. It's like they could have done something with that.
Well, the dad came over the radio and was like, "Don't move, don't say a thing."
Yeah.
Pam all of a sudden starts to freak out, and the little girl was like, "Yo, I survived. Bitch, don't get me killed. Shut the fuck up. Like, I already survived. I'm not gonna die here." You know, that's how I took it.
Mommy comes, takes the egg. We better run out of the car and get killed.
Before that even happens, though, before all of that even happens, you know what really pissed me off? And again, I don't know how it came out in a dub, but watching the original dialogue, there was never ever a fucking reason given. Now, I will grant it came way after the fact, and even then it was kind of throwaway, but they were fighting, and she never told him why, and he asked, she never said, and he goes, okay. And I'm like, wait, okay, what? There was never a reason given. Like, why are you mad at him? She never gave him a reason. He was like, okay.
She said in the dub, she broke up, or she was going, she didn't say she broke up. She said she was going to break up with her boyfriend.
Right, that's in the dub.
As if that's why you should be pissed off at your dad.
But no, later on, like right before the mother comes out of the water, he's still like, yo, what's the deal? He's like, I'm not stupid. It's not your boyfriend. What's the deal? why do you hate me? And she's just like, I hate you because. And he goes, okay. And I'm like, because what? What the
You
fuck?
were able to listen to the original audio?
Yeah. On Amazon, you pause it, you go down, it'll say like CC or some shit, and then you can switch it. And you can go to. It was weird because it doesn't tell you what it is. It's in the It's actually in the language. So the alphabet is in whatever that was, whatever the native tongue was. You click on that, and then you go to subtitles, and then you could adjust your subtitles. Yeah.
So what I did, I was watching it on the Xbox Amazon, which, by the way, Amazon,
Same.
You should really give an option for your purchases, because that almost came out of my bank account.
Wait, no, there is. No, it says rent or purchase. There was two.
No, it did, but it doesn't let you pick the payment method.
You have to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was annoying.
Gotcha.
You can't do that through Prime. You have to go into Amazon to do that, to use that as your payment method. That's what you have to do.
Sorry, guys,
I have to download because Amazon changed the game again. So not only do I have to have the Amazon app, I have to have the Prime Video app to do that. I'm not downloading 2 fucking Amazon apps to watch this. Anyways, so I tried to change language, and I was like, fuck this dub. I had had enough. And I go and I click on it, and it only showed English, nothing else.
Wow, that's crazy. Because I had, and you watching on.
What you had to do is you had to press A on English, and it would have given you more options. It was just Taiwanese, though.
Yeah.
Maybe
that's how it works on PlayStation. I don't know if it works on Xbox.
That's exactly how it works. Yeah, and it's kind of. They need to refine their app. There are certain things that's just crazy about it, and it's like, come on, guys, get it together.
It was just like, even to watch this movie, and like I said, 30 minutes of that dub, I got sick of it. It was funny for a solid 30 minutes, with the occasional throughout the movie, you'd be like, that was stupid, like that. Like, the conversations, it really felt like they were having one-sided conversations with characters, like they were talking to a wall. And then a character would respond as if they were talking to a wall. And it's really hard to turn it off from how terrible that is.
Wait a minute. Since you watched the dub, since both of y'all watched the dub, there's a question I have, because there's an interesting part in this movie with 2 characters that are shown, and that's pretty much the theme of this movie. You get these characters, and then they're just like, okay, establish, and then nothing happens with them. There was a guy and a girl. They were like college students, right? And she was rushing him, and he's like, wait, let me just get, this is like in the beginning of the movie, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, I don't know if this came out in the dub, but there's a part later on in the movie in the hospital after Ken kind of like, he gets out of there, he leaves. And then his sister comes, he goes, oh, Ken left. They were in the office with the doctor.
Yeah.
The doctor was at the computer. The doctor got up and left.
No.
They went behind the computer. The password. Let me ask you, because in the original dialogue, she's Chinese. He's her translator.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. No. In this dub, they went up to the computer and was like, okay, let's see what we can do. And he says, it needs a password, and she's like, what password? And then it just goes to the next scene.
Oh, so it's funny because in the original version, well, it's the same. They didn't cut any scenes out. He says that, but he says that in English. He actually says it needs a password, and I was like, oh shit, okay. But so I guess like she's a foreign exchange student or something, because he was the interpreter for her whenever they were on screen together.
And in the dub, never once talked about that.
Okay.
They were just college students, and
it makes sense.
Was kind of assuming they were writing a news article on this shit, because honestly, those characters are definitely throwaway characters.
So it was implied in the very beginning for a split second that they were journalists.
Yes.
Yeah.
that were into each other. That was such a split second. But it's still the same thing because the dub is nothing different than what Ray saw. It's exactly scene from scene, and even with the language and the subtitles that came on, it's exactly still the same. Because I turned the dub off and listened to it for a bit, and it came out exactly the same. So nothing was any different than what we saw. It was all the same. But for a split second. It said right in the beginning when they were introduced that they were like journalists. That was it.
Yeah.
And I probably missed that because I was laughing at how bad the dub was and how many characters are in this movie. It just starts and then I was bitching, and it's probably just a cultural thing, but this guy goes to buy the coffee and he's drinking it out of a bag, and I was like, wait, whoa. Do they have cups there?
Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy because this is one of those things where I was like, so far, this is working. I like this character development. He's at his wife's grave, obviously. He's got this coffee in a bag. It was weird. The next scene, he's got the coffee in a bag, but there's a mug in the bag. I said, wow. What just happened?
Continuity out the window. Because they were like, wait, we do have what people are going to think we drink out of bags.
I liked it, though. I can't lie.
Well, they drink out of milk in bags in Canada.
Listen, I can't lie. I would totally buy a bag of soda and drink it out of the bag. I thought that was cool. I can't lie. But it was so weird.
Yeah, let me tell you something. Working at a movie theater, and you probably know, Jay, I don't know if you've ever worked. You've worked in food before, so you know the soda fountain machines, those bags of soda. God. Dude, yeah. I'd drink out of those in heartbeat.
I was just making fun of it because I'm like, wait. Isn't this like a Chinese, Taiwanese? Like they're not a third world country. They invented cups, right? Like I was just kind of being a dick for the sake of being a dick.
But you know what I kind of dig though? That might be a cultural thing, and I get that you being a dick and all that shit because I was laughing too. But I like that if that's a cultural thing and that it's in the movie. I dug that. Again, there was still at this point in time there was still some kind of hope. We didn't get to the monster yet. I'm like, all right, you know. But again, we're already sloping down. Let's talk about the deaths in this movie, okay?
Oh, God.
There's a shit ton of deaths in this movie. Yeah, go ahead, Chase.
That's one of the things I really wanted to talk about because I want to talk specifically about the mom to the wife to the inspector and the mom to the kid. So I'll let you finish what you're going to say, but I really want to chime in on that when I get a chance.
Oh, yeah. No, I was talking about, like, the deaths in general. So, the first couple of deaths is obviously the father, right? He never came home. He was the fisherman at the pier in the beginning. And 2 out of the 3 dudes that picked up the egg in the beginning, right?
Yeah, the frog wranglers.
Yeah, so the frog wranglers. Holy shit, I forgot about that. So mama killed those dudes, right?
Yeah.
Then Predator doll came out, right? Like, adolescent Groot. And he killed May, quote unquote, because we thought she was dead. I honestly thought they killed her. I was like, they killed her. Oh shit.
I wish they killed her.
She wasn't, but she didn't do nothing to make me wish they killed her by the end of the movie.
I wanted them to stick with their guns.
All right,
that's kind of fair. Like 90s Gamera, how the monsters were just killing people, kind of like we're going dark.
Yes.
That's what I thought too. When they killed the little girl, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a dark kaiju film. Let's go.
Watch the host. Right. But then that thing comes in their little river town, their little river village, because that's what they called it, a river, and it like killed everybody. It seemed like Kang and his sister was the only 2 survivors of that. It was a massacre.
Yeah.
And then they were like, what is going on? What is going on? Let me clean your wound while I clean your wound. Shut up. Then all of a sudden, this shit started to attack the city. Now the cops were involved. Right now, all of a sudden, the cops are involved. And they're like, what's going on? No, it can't be. It's got to be. They were like chalking it up to like wolves. And he was like, there ain't no wolves in this country, idiot. Which actually cracked me up. I can't lie. I laughed. But that shit took out at least 80 to 90 people in the town. Fuck the village. The village is dead. There's only 2 survivors. The town, he took out like 90 people. Killed them. And then they capture the motherfucker. And they was gonna kill it, and the girl come out and don't kill it because you killed Kang. That pissed me off. Because I'm like, whoa, who the fuck are you? Fuck him. He just killed everybody. Yeah, this thing killed kill this motherfucker. Kill it. That shit drove me crazy. And what else drove me crazy was, and we talked about this with video games, the padding. Because that was happening, and then they cut to the inspector doing something. 15 minutes of him doing something, then they cut back, and it's the same exact scene. Don't kill it because you killed Cat. I said, wait a minute, we just did this 15 minutes ago. You can't be serious. This ain't happening. And from that point on, that happened throughout the rest of the fucking movie. Because as cool, and I swear on everything I love, the only pro to this movie was the fucking monster itself. That practical effect giant monster that they built is absolutely gorgeous. It's one of my favorite monster designs I've ever seen. I love that thing. The problem was it didn't do nothing but move its head up and move its head down. Move its head up, move its head down. And they did that for 20 fucking minutes in the car. In the rain. I could not deal with this shit.
And the scaling was off in some of the scenes of the monster because sometimes it seemed bigger than when it showed in CG. It was smaller, and then vice versa. And I'm like, I couldn't get a sense of its scale. Was it as big as a T-Rex? Was it bigger? Because sometimes it seemed like when it first came out of the lake, I'm like, holy fuck, this thing's huge. Yeah. And then its hand fits inside of a car door. What? There's no scaling there. That doesn't work. And some really odd shots of it, because like it showed one shot a few times, and it was like a face from, the front of its face, and its arms were like way back here, like its shoulder was way back, and I'm like, its anatomy's off. What is this? Yeah. It's like they didn't quite know how to shoot the animatronic, but they knew how to do the CG. Of course, there were some good shots with the animatronic, but most of the time it was like you were saying, up, down, hinge the jaw a little bit, open it, close it, flap it, and then that was it. And then the weird beard that it had, like how stiff it was on the animatronic, I thought was a little goofy, but I was like, I overlooked it. Like, that's par for the course. Jurassic Park had that fucking issue.
I couldn't see it. The rain obscured my view. Zilla 98 for life.
No. The other thing that was really weird to me was just at the point of the giant kaiju appearing at that part, I really thought it was just unnecessary that this inspector guy kept having this awkward stare with it. And it was like several times. It was like, why are you just staring? This thing is trying to kill people.
Patty.
But didn't you like how they were 5 feet from it, just chilling in the back of a truck? It was like, it's attacking our people. It's here. It's killing people. And it's supposedly 5 feet from them, and you're just like, run away! Why are you still here?
Well, because his daughter was in the car. His daughter was in the car.
But then he straight up, and this made me laugh. So he jumps in the lake.
River.
And he comes back 15 minutes out of the water. I'm like, where did you go?
He drowned.
15 minutes, you were gone.
He met the Atlanteans.
Like, what's the purpose of the oxygen tanks too? Because they were just there for cannon fodder.
Oh no, that was to homage Jaws. That was it.
Seriously.
They were literally trying to be like, smile, you son of a bitch. But he threw it at the thing's toenail. I said, come on, man. And it wasn't even near. It was like 15 feet away from it. And then the thing looks at it and goes back to attacking the car. Fuck.
Well, and then when what's her name, the daughter Pam gets like grabbed by it, and they make it like seem like she was eaten by it, like that, she would not be bloody or just destroyed from just being grabbed.
Wait,
like
hold
that.
up. Wait a minute. Because so far, the movie does not deviate. There's no edits in this movie. They actually show that. They show. So maybe you weren't paying attention, but when he puts her down, when the mama puts her down on the floor, and she's, mama's clawing at her. She's got her giant hand on it. When Dad rolls the fucking other oxygen tank and shoots at it 15 times, by the way, and missed every one, and then got lucky, where his partner rolled it, shot it one time with the rain in his eyes. Come on, man. When he shot it and it blew up, the thing flinches. You see, and this was CG. She spits blood out and actually kind of explodes. And I was like, oh, shit. She's dead.
And honestly, like, when she was pinned to the ground and he came out of the water from holding his breath for 15 years and he started shooting his gun and he kept missing, the brother-in-law was like, what the fuck? Is this a police officer? He can't hit anything. And I was like, he's just holding his breath for like 15 minutes.
He's a little woozy.
Like,
He's a little
of course he's not going to hit anything. But yeah, and then like I couldn't tell if it pushed down on her or not because she was all bloodied and cut, and I was just kind of checked out. I was like, why even fucking have this character?
No, she
See,
literally.
that's the thing.
She kind of pops.
I only saw that too.
She pops. She kind of like.
All right.
Yeah.
I only saw the claw come down on the girl and the monster push her to the ground, and that was it. I didn't see nothing after that.
That's where I was wanting it to have made it more distinguishable just a little bit. If you tone down the music, because there was not a single fucking scene in this movie that didn't have some asshole with a flute off screen.
Oh, the
I was
music.
like, dude, I get Dungeons and Dragons has a bard as the main character, and there's gonna be some musical numbers. It doesn't mean you have to have an asshole with the flute constantly playing in every whole fucking scene of your fucking goddamn movie. Stop it. Just turn the music down and have an audio cue of her, like, ribs crushing in or something, because not everything can be picked up visually. Sometimes you have to hear it. And there are times where the movie has okay-ish audio when you get past the horrible dubbing.
No, there's a lot.
It's thunder and lightning during the whole storm. I'm just now realizing that.
I think in the beginning, the very intro.
Yeah, at the beginning.
That was it.
Okay. But
because everything else was the monster roaring.
Yeah, which, by the way, I kind of was like, that's the roar? Damn.
I can't lie. I dug the roar. I did.
Did you?
I liked it. Yeah. This movie had stock footage from its own movie. Literally.
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, it's like just the stock footage from two minutes ago. It's the same shot.
This also bothered me. The whole remaining 8 people and the 3 voices to voice the 8 people who are still alive in the village all come and they're throwing, like, the weird makeshift grenades into the shed to flush the little one out. And they're all holding, like, tools and shit. I'm just kind of like, not one of you has a gun, and only the police have pistols.
Whoa.
What point do you just...
No, wait. No, that might be a cultural thing because, in Japan, like, people don't really have guns. The cops don't even really walk around with guns.
It weirded me out a little bit.
That's America right there. That's America.
But then you have the cops only having pistols, and I'm like, you don't have at least a shotgun?
Well, dude, you got to remember too. It's a podunk town. It literally is like and that's all right. In that regard, I gotta give it its props. It's not the capital. This is a third world country. Make no mistakes about it. I mean, people are still fishing. There's a small fishing village that got decimated, and then the town looked like a shanty town.
Yeah.
There's one church. They said, bring everybody to the church. The monks were cool. I can't lie. They didn't do nothing, but they were monks. I liked monks. I was like, all right, they got monks. The monk looked at the mother. And nothing happened. And then went to the next
I
scene.
want
What?
to know what Chase is going to say.
Yeah, you know what? My bad. Brother Chase, go ahead. And hold up, brother. Your volume is off.
You can't hear him?
I couldn't hear him, no.
Oh, I was hearing him.
Let's see.
Speak, Chase.
Oh, and he's falling out.
He's reconnecting.
I tell you, man, this movie was something else, bro. Like, I really wish you would have seen the trailer to understand the frustration me and Brother Chase have.
Oh,
Because the trailer makes this movie
I
look
can
like...
hear you.
Is he here?
Yeah, can you hear him?
No. Oh, I can hear you, but it's not as loud.
Oh, okay.
Like, you're not coming up over my audio. But,
Right-click him, and it should give you an option to turn up his volume.
I have a... Yeah, it's up all the way.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
I can hear you now.
No, I don't know. I don't know what happened, man. You were perfect before. Now, like, I hear you, but I hear you, like, through a cup. It's weird. Dead Space, just like the game.
Yeah, because I hear him perfect.
Really? What the hell's going on? I don't have them.
I know what's happening.
What's
The
happening?
Chinese government's hacking into the podcast.
Oh, here we go. Wow. Yeah, no, I hear nothing. I hear nothing. You know what? I got an idea. Brother Chase, go to Messenger. Let's see if that works. If I get him in there, bang, bang. Hurry up.
Uh-oh.
Perfect. Let's see if I can get him like this. Because this might work.
I hear you.
Did he hear me? I'm going to send
Yeah.
I'm going to do this. Hang on. Here we go. It's so much fun. Do you hear that? You hear that ringing, obviously, right, Gio?
No, I'm not on. I don't have Messenger open.
Hello. No answer. Oh, here we go. Let's accept that.
All right. I just got on Messenger.
Let's accept that. No, you're good.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to get Chase on there. Let me see.
All right, can you hear me?
Now I hear you.
All
All right. Here we go.
Okay.
All right.
so we're back.
Yeah, hang on. JR, you can hear him?
Chase, speak for me.
Hello?
I can't hear him on Discord.
Can you hear him over this thing?
On Messenger? Or your computer?
Oh, my computer. I can hear him.
I can't hear him through your computer.
Well, that sucks. Of course not.
I know. What I can do, though, is join the call on my phone,
Okay.
and I can hear him through my phone. Unfortunately, as I'm doing the backup recording, it won't pick him up, so I'll have to stop backup recording.
No. Don't stop backup recording. Put your phone
it's
on
fine.
speaker.
Okay. I'm all about audio, damn it. All right. So invite me to the call on Messenger, and I'll join on my phone so I can hear you, Chase. I don't know how you guys do that. I don't do the Facebook shit, ever.
Yeah, you did. We used to do it all the time. What are you talking about?
I can hear you now.
I don't hear Chase no more.
It's because he's switching the audio between Messenger and Discord, and he can't have both active at once because of program priority. Yeah, it's a program priority issue. I have it multiple times a day.
Man, that's crazy. And I cannot hear anything he's saying, and it won't.
So you can't hear him on Discord,
No.
but you can hear him on Messenger.
Yes.
Okay. No, it's fine. I'll just join the call on. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we like to call ghetto rigging it.
You damn right. Watch this. Bam. I'm gonna take game out. Bam. Here we go. We're going old school, people. We're going old school. Here we go. Let's see what happens.
I hear you. I hear you on both.
Chase?
Speak to me, Chase. Speak to me on Messenger.
Hello?
Here we go. Here we go.
Chase?
I can hear everybody.
Sweet.
I hear him. All right. Chase.
All right, we back?
We are back after the technical difficulty. Just like the movie, apparently.
I have no clue what happened there at all.
Yeah, it's so random. Like, I wasn't picking you up on Discord anymore, so... All right, we'll do it like this, a little old school.
Well, anyways, whenever we're ready, I'll go back to what I was going to say.
Yeah, hold up.
No.
JR.
Yeah.
Could you lower his mic on Discord?
His mic's fine on Discord.
No.
It's just coming through my phone.
Of course it is. All right, go ahead, Brother Chase.
Yeah.
So what I was going to say is that
Oh, perfect. Got it now.
on with the film, the police and that guy that they were all talking to, the old man, that was military police. There wasn't just, Taiwan just, okay, I'm not going to say that, but that was military police, and that was the one thing that bothered me, too, was like, why don't these guys get into their Apache and just shoot the shit out of this creature? Because all they are doing is carrying around pistols, and for military police, they're supposed to have something higher caliber than that. But that's the one thing that irritated me, too, about the film, was just like it just, none of it made any sense.
Yeah. Well, especially, like, you bring that up, and so it's military police, and then the end where they're like, it was all covered up. I'm like, no, it wasn't. You don't just cover up a major disaster from a monster. No, you don't.
They're saying it was from a movie. Well, then explain the dead people.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, no, they died because the crops were rotten. They had bad crops.
It's just, no, it was like ridiculous. But no, I totally, that's where I was like, it's the military police. And they, again, like you were saying, just pistols. And like, nothing of a high caliber. And I really, again, complete props, because this dub has reinforced my stance on Godzilla dubbing. That Godzilla dubbing ain't that bad. Because seriously, 3 people, 3 voices in this film. Every time the monster was chasing people and people were screaming, it was 3 voices for a crowd of people. And it's like reused screams looped. And it was hilarious. It was hilarious.
I will say, though, is like I did like, even though the movie, the rip-offs of certain Easter eggs of films was kind of ridiculous, I thought it was funny, though, because, like, I did associate the beginning of the part when Godzilla shows up in 98, when he's on the pier. Godzilla pops up. I thought that was fun, but dude, there was so much stuff in this film that it was like, and it's honestly, it's just a shame because, like, I mean, we all love kaiju movies, and this one looked to be like it was set up to be. It's like The Last of Us 2 all over again. It's set up to be something that it's not, and the final product we get is a big disappointment.
And for me, like, I was like I said, the beginning gripped me, and it lost me fast. Because I was like, oh my god, this looks good. It was like, maybe I didn't just get shanghaied into watching some terrible-ass film that everyone wanted to watch, and we're going to do a podcast on. Maybe there's gold in here. No,
joke's out now. We were just trolling you, JR.
I'm really thinking I just got trolled because... And it was still early in the day, so I couldn't drink because I just got home from work. So it was like, hold restraint. After the movie, I drank. Of course, after the movie, to wash the taste out, I watched the Incredible Weight of Massive Massive Talent with Nicolas Cage. Great movie. Great movie.
I saw that movie too. That was good.
It's a better movie than The Lake. The Lake, more like the shit.
It really does drive me up a wall, considering, again, the trailer was perfect. It had everything we needed to see a giant monster movie, to love a giant monster movie. And then we get this. And again, it's not the dubbing. The dubbing was terrible, don't get me wrong. But it led me to believe this. If it was a Chinese-Thailand co-production, right?
Yeah.
Does Thailand make movies? Like, because look, let's be for real here. Not every country in the world makes movies. They don't have the capabilities, whatever the case may be. Smaller country. Thailand, I don't think is a smaller country in that regard. But you got movies kind of like you've got movies that come out of Korea, for instance. The Host, fucking D-Wars. I don't care what anybody says. D-Wars is way better than this. You've got shit from Asylum that is actually better than this. And what kills me is, this had an amazing practical effect creature that was at least 30 feet tall. And it looked absolutely gorgeous. And it had good CG. But the direction of this movie, whoever directed this movie, it might have been 10, 20 people. Or it could have just been one. There was no vision. It was just like, let's get this done, let's get this done, let's just shoot the storyboard. And that's what this movie felt like. They just shot the storyboard. There was no voice behind it. There was no sense of direction. And you've seen it. You see it in the movie. There's no cohesion to it. There's none.
There's no plot.
There's a plot. There is a plot.
Really?
Giant monster. And the story. That's all the plot you need. It's a giant monster. Run away.
The plot is called Kang.
The plot is called Kang.
The movie fucking ends with Kang just disappearing into thin air in a truck.
The plot legit is the giant monster. That's the whole crux of the story. Giant monster. That's it. That's all you need.
To me,
build a story around it though. There wasn't. Giant monster got this dope ass monster look. Storyboard. No sense of story.
Which is such a shame, because the synopsis on Amazon Prime for this movie and the synopsis in general is really good for it.
Go ahead. You got it up?
Yeah, I'll pull it up right now. Hold on a second.
Read that.
Oh, dude, the synopsis. I was reading it. I'm like, oh, this sounds good.
It was funny too, because I'm like watching this movie and I'm like, is this like a? No, that was 65. Never mind. So vastly better.
So here's a synopsis. A gigantic and bloodthirsty monster emerges from a lake after its egg is stolen and unleashes its fury on a town's inhabitants, leaving a trail of destruction and death in its wake. The town of Buang Khan, now cut off from the outside world, must mobilize its officials and citizens, as well as a group of scientists that are in town conducting research to catch this predator before it's too late.
Who was doing research?
Well, the two reporters, they were scientists. That's what I said at the beginning. The college kids. That's not what this movie was.
No.
That's not what this movie was.
No.
It was swamp monster comes out of river and egg, and then people die and then walk around while monster is supposed to be destroying shit off screen.
And what's even funny is, they set it up for the sequel. And it's
oh my god! If there's a sequel, I'm there day one just for the dubbing.
Yeah, well,
I'm there to see if it's better.
they can't. There can't be a sequel. This movie can't make any money.
We probably know why it didn't come out in theaters then.
I was talking about that while watching it. I was like, there was no fucking way. Because that's the thing. Someone has to screen it to get the approval to have it go into theaters, or else you're just, putting X-rated films in the theaters. without the limitations and blah, blah, blah. Someone had to watch this and approve it. And I am so glad it didn't get approved for any theatrical release. Because
I know. Could you imagine how pissed he would have been? Who sat down in a theater to pay to see this?
It was just bad. Like you were saying, there are asylum films better than this. I have asylum films. I was like, the fucking Room with Tommy Wiseau is better than this. I would rather at least I get to see Tommy Wiseau's ass for no reason. This is just bad dubbing. Oh, I mean, they both have bad dubbing.
The sci-fi continuation of Lake Placid was better than that.
It was a Peter Jackson. Oh God, what's his name? Director of Aliens and Avatar, James Cameron. His Piranha movie from back in the '80s was better than this. Talk shit about that movie.
Yeah, no, you can't lie. Can't get mad at that one. It's just it's disappointing because now, granted, I don't think a lot of people are going to see this movie because I don't think a lot of people even know about this movie. So this is a warning for all my family in the kaiju community. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth the $6.99 Amazon rental. It ain't worth, whatever it is on another platform. It's not worth buying. It's not, and I can't lie. In the beginning of the movie, I was like, "Oh, I'm buying this movie."
It's better to just find a really, really cool picture of the monster and just look at that for 20 minutes. And then just never worry about it ever again.
Because that's what you get in the movie.
Just watch the trailer. Just watch the trailer. That's all you need to watch. Then you're fine.
It really is a movie that, first off, at 95 minutes, that movie should not even have been 95 minutes. An hour, if that. It was so much padding.
It was
so much.
It felt so fucking long to me. So long. I checked at the 35-minute mark, and I was like, fuck me, it's felt like an hour. Because nothing's happening. And even when something does happen, like the lake monsters attacking people, I'm like, it's a lot of shaky cam, nothing's focused. They have slow-mo for no fucking reason all over this film. And then I just don't care. I just stop caring. I'm like, let's move along. But it's okay because I did get, I'm cleaning the blood. And I forgot this other part where the people were screaming at the doctors. The lady, well, it's the same voice for 90 ladies, but they were like, we need medical attention. Why aren't any doctors helping us? We need doctors. And that's exactly how they say it.
Well, the one thing, too, about that scene as well, when the doctor gets implemented, they almost make it come across that he, knew about what's going on. And he's trying to go along with it being covered up.
But they don't follow it up. They don't.
Exactly, they don't. They try. There were several parts in this film where they try to bring it up to, we're going to have this type of plot, this type of plot, this type of plot, and then it's, just garbage.
That would be literally, what if it was a planned experiment because the monster, when it bites you, plants a parasite that turns you into this new monster, and they want to use it as a bioweapon. So the town's covering it up. Meanwhile, the military's coming in. Oh, we don't know what's going on. Quick, capture the fucking creatures. And that's when the big queen comes out and just starts fucking shit up. There's
wait a minute, wait. Did you just give me the plot for Resident Evil 4?
Yes! That is okay, because it works!
That's exactly what you just said. That was Resident Evil 4. And then the queen comes out, Ramon Salazar. Oh, God, I can't lie. I love that movie.
Just watch Gorgo.
I love that.
Gorgo's the better movie. That's all you need to know.
Gorgo is a way better movie, and it's... I don't think Gorgo gets enough props in the kaiju community because it's not a Japanese monster movie in the 70s or the 60s.
No. So, it was an Irish film, wasn't it?
British. It was British.
British. I love Gorgo. It's a good creature design. It's a good movie. There's some really bad effects, but I don't care.
Because I think for the time, the effects actually work. But most of the time I'm watching that movie, I'm falling asleep. So, you know, it is what it is. I will buy that Gorgo toy, though, that came out. Merchandise.
Yeah, how much is that?
I don't know.
By Titan figures or Titanic figures.
Yeah.
That made their Titanicus figure that got them famous.
Yeah. What's the price on that guy? $50?
I don't know how much it is yet. I don't think there's a price yet, but I'll have to look, and if I see anything, I'll tell you.
I'll pay 30.
I won't lie. If they ever came out with this creature, the lake, I'd buy that. Again, the creature design is gorgeous. I love it. It is just in a really fucking bad, terrible movie. It is a terrible movie. It's not bad. It is terrible. Save your money. Do not watch this movie. It's no reason. There's no reason. There's no way this gets a sequel.
This is a movie that I would see like Mystery Science Theater 3000 making an episode on. Because it is so fucking bad. Like, this is a fucking bad movie where someone's gonna find it. They always do. And it's going to be the new bad kaiju film.
I can't see it, though. I can't see it.
It's just how bad it is.
No,
it's not as so bad it's good, because
it's not.
Even if
that's
it's
the
so
problem.
bad it's good. There's humor. This, like,
but that's
sure, but it wears thin after an hour and 30 minutes. You're like, I can't speak English properly now.
But that's the whole thing with, like, Mystery Science Theater. I mean, like, they take it's so bad it's kind of good. Kinda. This is nowhere near it. This is just terrible. This is really fucking bad. Like, this movie should not have been made at all. And this is not a tax
write-off.
No, this is not a tax write-off. This is not.
No, you can tell. You can tell what they were trying to do. And they were like, we're making a big budget monster movie.
Yep.
And they didn't know what the fuck they were doing with it.
And again, it drives me crazy because this is, again, not everybody's going to see this movie. The people who watch this movie are, the majority of them, from our kaiju community. They will look for this movie. I'm warning you, it's not good. Don't waste your money. If you can find it free somewhere, watch it if you want to. At your own risk. It's not good. You're going to change the channel. But the problem is, if, let's say, some average person watches this movie, this is a kind of a crux on Asian cinema. They just swept the Oscars. They just swept the Oscars.
Tencent.
Yeah, it's like a crux because it's like, I don't know why this is terrible. Like, but it kills me because I'm sitting here and I'm like, what has Hollywood in America done over the last 20 years? They have adapted Asian cinema. They've taken Asian horror. Look at The Ring. Look at The Grudge. They've taken that from Japan and brought it over here. Look at Godzilla. I'm not going to say no. I mean, it's been around forever. We've got two Godzilla remakes in America. 3.
But you still make a very vital point with bringing Godzilla into play. That's still, like, the MonsterVerse is still very much in helm of Toho.
Right. But what I'm saying, though, is Hollywood takes the cinema, and they've taken a lot of the ideas from Asian cultures. And then we get a movie like this, and people outside of Hollywood is going to be like, I would never pay to see this movie. Because in all honesty, if, like y'all said, if this was theatrically released and I seen it, I would say don't see it. I would tell y'all, do not waste your fucking money.
I'll remake it.
And it could be
we can remake the film, guys.
Listen, if we could remake listen, the Crater Lake Monster is the perfect movie that is dying for a remake. I'm telling y'all that right now. The Crater Lake Monster is the perfect remake film. Oh, I tell you.
There's this movie called Shin Godzilla. That's going to be a remake, too.
They did it already. It was called, it's the Netflix animation. Fuck. Singular point.
Okay. That's actually a good way to look at the anime. Singular point? Yeah, okay. I'll take that as a Shin Godzilla remake.
Because it is. But anyway, all right, look, we're going to wrap this shit up. I mean, I guess we all know each other's final verdict, but I'll just do it for fucking Pete's sake. Chase, final verdict.
Dude, I think the only thing this movie had going for it was there was just a really cool looking monster, so 1 out of 10.
JR, final verdict.
Just because you have a budget and you want to make a kaiju film with practical effects doesn't mean that you should. Just stop while you're ahead. This fucking movie is a complete waste of not only my time, I lost brain cells, IQ points, and life. Fuck this movie. 1 out of 5. Whoever made this movie should feel bad, not only about themselves, but about everyone involved. Just go away and don't ever do it again. You're bad.
Watch this movie be a blockbuster hit in its native country. Watch.
You know, hold on. You know that you do make the point though. It makes me wonder if like the film is a lot better overseas because the translation is a lot better over there than the way it was dubbed and perceived through Amazon. I'm curious about that.
Now that could be that's a great fucking point. Because what if the dub and the fucking subtitles were based off of the same script?
I think they exactly were, because there's no way they wouldn't. Yeah. I think you're going in the right direction with that. I don't think there's any way they would have just had them dub over the lines actually shown, because there's too much. Even when you listen to the language and if you're not listening to the English dub, the pronunciations and the syllables that they're using in the language are not pairing up at all with what the subtitles are even coming through. And I know that's the case for most languages, but it still comes. It's still. I think exactly. I think the same thing.
Well, here's the thing. I don't even think, in all honesty, that the original dub, I don't think they even tried. Like, but again, that could be a cultural thing. Look at Bollywood. They put out movies they just make movies to sing songs. I'm not knocking it. But I'm like, what the fuck? I can't watch it. I can't watch these movies. Right? They sing. It's a Spider-Man movie. Oh shit, Spider-Man. He starts breaking out song and dance. What the fuck? Hey, Superman. Yes. Oh, what the fuck? I can't watch it.
Dude.
It appeals to that culture.
I really hope they didn't make this movie thinking that this is just what they expect kaiju movies to be over there. Just dumb people with a giant monster, because if that's their reflection on how the United States is with the kaiju movies, like that's pretty bad on their perception.
But that's what drives me crazy, is because kaiju movies, they have blossomed in the Asian culture, right? Blossomed. We've got 69 fucking years of Godzilla, for crying out loud. We've got so many kaiju. Gamera. Fucking Young Gary had a fucking remake, and it is vastly better than The Lake. God tell you what it is. I don't give a fuck what people say. There's so much. You can't look at any of that and make a cohesive movie. Again, maybe it's lost in translation. I don't know. From what I seen, what you seen, I gotta go 1 out of 5, 1 out of 10. I'm going 1 out of 10. Fuck 5. 1 out of 10. That's how bad it was. 1 out of 10. And the 1 is only because the design of the creature was fucking gorgeous. Seriously, it upsets me so much that this thing is a waste of a beautiful fucking design. It's a waste. You look at Godzilla 1998, whatever you want to call it. I love the design, but I also like the movie. I do. I ain't one of them haters.
I've been binge watching that for the past couple nights.
I'm not a hater. You know what I'm saying? But I understand why people hate that movie. I get it. But that movie's cohesive. This movie is not. It's not. None of the plot threads connect. Nothing connect. And as I go back to why Pam hated her father so much, he says it towards the end of the movie. At the end of it, after Pam is dead. Spoilers, not spoilers. Don't watch the movie. He was never home. I wish she would have just said that in the fucking car, so when she died, it would have fucking made me hurt even more. Because there was no reason. There was no reason. The only people that knew was him and her. And he kept trying to say, what makes me bad? He knows. But when you're making a movie, you got to let the audience know. So Pam has to tell him. Or he has to say, is it because I'm never home? That was never established. She dies for nothing. For nothing. I'm not invested. I don't care. I don't care. There was more empathy for May supposedly dying in the beginning of the movie because there was an establishment there. You established May and the older sister. Then you established May and Kang, whatever you call him. You know what I mean? She worked with him. They were feeding the goats. There was an establishment. There was none here. Oh, that's my daughter. Why do you hate me? My boyfriend broke up with me. What? It's terrible. It's terrible. 1 out of 5. 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10. Watch the trailer. Watch the trailer. Get your appetite wet and put a Godzilla movie on. And that'll do it for this episode of the G Show podcast.
Not often we get into the shit roasting part.
Oh man, no, you're right. We don't. I mean, this one bothered me, man, and I didn't think we'd go this long, but
that will appease the people that think all we do is just be fanboys,
Right?
what are you talking about? There are plenty of Shin Godzilla podcasts before I turned around.
That's right. I'm part of them.
Just saying. I am just saying. Everything gets a take. Even Godzilla King of the Monsters. Everything gets a take. Everything is due. But this one...
I just want to know how much everybody in the podcast paid you to start talking good things about Shin Godzilla.
Nothing. I just watched it one day and
I don't buy that.
No, listen. You have to look at it. You have
Okay, I want you to film yourself watching Shin Godzilla, recording it, and we'll see how true that really is.
Listen to me. I'm telling you, I had an epiphany moment. This movie wasn't remaking Godzilla 1954 and every subsequent movie that came after. This movie was remaking Godzilla 1998. It's not Godzilla. And it works in that regard. And it fucking works. I was like, that's
it's another
not
fish frog.
It looks like Godzilla more than 98 did. It sounds like Godzilla more than 98 did. Sort of, kind of. But at the same time, it's totally not Godzilla. Godzilla's not a fucking brick. It's a remake to a remake. And it works in that regard.
Evangelion, or Evanzilla.
Absolutely. Anyway, that will do it for this episode. Again, I said that already. That'll do it for this episode of the G Show podcast. I want to thank my guests, my brothers, my cohorts for being on the podcast. So, Brother Chase, thank you. Oh, shit, everybody left. Oh, man. Well, I'll just close out the show in honor of them. Thank you, Brother Chase. Thank you, Brother J.O. for being on the podcast. We lost y'all. We'll be back soon, hopefully, with the G1 and Z1 episode 2. But for that, I am G1. We are out of here. Peace.